Good morning, everyone. This is a quick video to go over some class expectations and policies for social work practice and process. As you know, and I'm sure you're familiar with my voice now, this is Dr. Cross, and this is just some general expectations. You will see a hard copy of this PowerPoint in the PowerPoint folder in the weeks upcoming. So it'll be the same PowerPoint that I'm going to upload, and this is just to be and serve as a reminder of the expectations as we go along through the course. In expectations for myself. So when we talk about expectations for the course, there's expectations for me, and there's expectations for you as a student. And so just so that you know, my role or how I see my role here is to guide and instruct students specifically on the content of the course. You will get that instruction through videos like this that I've uploaded, specifically about the chapter and the readings. I may also upload additional videos just to help make sure that everyone is on track. I also use the announcements a lot to guide students because it's a way to get the message out to multiple people at one time. I will try my best to respond to everyone individually via email. But if I get a lot of emails on the same thing, I will just use the announcements because more than one student have the question, and it's better to answer everyone at once rather than to try to spend a lot of time responding to individual emails. But again, my role here is to guide and instruct students on the course content and make sure before you're complete with this course that you have firm knowledge of the content, particularly related to your required textbook for this course. My role also is to prepare you to be professional social workers. And some of the course policies and expectations are actually set up to help you prepare for professional work. One of the things that I do that one way I do that is for my course policy of no late assignments. The reason why I do this is not because I'm trying to be hard or difficult or not be understanding and supportive. But I also know that when you become professional social workers in the field, there will be due dates for things in your work, whether it's administrative paperwork, sometimes it's court forms you have to file. Sometimes you're helping clients get SNAP benefits. A lot of times there are deadlines in which to submit paperwork. When we are not on time as professional social workers, the type of work that we do, our clients suffer for that. And our agencies suffer for it. A lot of times when we're working in agencies, they're funded either by the government, they're funded by nonprofit programs. And so being timely is very important. Sometimes your clients will email you or your clients will call you and they need you to fill out a form for them. Again, a lot of the needs-based programs, they really have very strict deadlines in which to submit. And so I'm trying to prepare you to get in the habit of meeting deadlines no matter what, even if that means planning ahead, getting your work done in advance so that you can submit it. Now, I do understand that emergencies do come up, but again, what I need you to do and understand as a up and coming professional social worker is clients still um, feel the consequences even when emergencies come up in our lives. If we don't fill out forms, sometimes again, water bills, water services can be shut off for clients, electricity, heat, food, and so housing, and these things are important even with our lives. And so, again, a lot of the way the course is set up and how I instruct is keeping you to expectations of a student, but also expectations of a professional social worker because we are growing you to be and developing you to be a Howard prepared social worker. Another expectation that you can have of me is to help you get acclimated to Howard University, the school itself, and the School of Social Work. And so I am here for you if you have any challenges or any issues. Please make sure you reach out. I will do my best to help support you in things that you need. The syllabus does this as well. If you notice, there are some key departments. There's a little paragraph on writing matters. There's also a department on interpersonal violence. that's listed there. Also, special student services. Again, part of the syllabus piece also is to make sure you're aware of some key departments. And sometimes I'll get students email me that they're having challenges with Blackboard, and I'll navigate them to the help desk and so forth. So again, I see my role here is helping you get prepared and acclimated to your life here at Howard University as a graduate student. Howard University, the larger school, and the School of Social Work. Again, I also make sure that I upload the actual Howard University academic calendar to my course for that very reason, to help you get in the flow and understanding of key deadlines of the larger university itself. You can expect me to respond to your emails. Please allow me at least 2 business days. If for some reason 2 business days comes and goes and you don't hear from me, send the email again because something may have happened. Sometimes the emails go to the spam or the junk folder. No matter what. It doesn't matter if you have a Howard email, but that is a glitch in the system. So I normally check my inbox and the spam and the junk just to make sure. But again, 2 business days. And because I realize there is a little bit of a turnaround window, it's because I'm getting emails from several students and administrative faculty members. I'm getting a lot of students for different reasons, a lot of emails for different reasons. And so that's why I need some time to actually get to them sometimes. And so I allow myself a little window for that. But it's also why I provide students with the virtual office hours, because it may be a way where you can get in contact with me or ask questions in advance. So I strongly encourage you to, look over the syllabus, look over your assignments before they're due, because they're all listed there in the syllabus. And if you have any questions well before they're due, use the virtual office hours. Drop in and ask me questions. If there's something that you need to know, you also have my cell phone number as well. But again, that is the preferred method because there are some things that I can learn from you through the virtual office hours. If you're confused about something, other students may be too. And then I may set up an announcement after virtual office hours to notify other students of some of the um, things that I think that come up or concerns that students have that I may not have covered in a prior video, in an announcement, or in the syllabus. So you have access to me through many ways. Um, Consider email, but that may be a turnaround time. I try to pay attention more in the emails the first couple weeks of school because I realize students, need to get acclimated. I also will try to pay attention to the time. So be mindful. Even when I'm responding to emails, I usually tend to do that between normal business hours, between 9 to 5. But again, I realized at the start of the semester, students may send me an email, well past those hours or early in the morning, and I will try to respond. I will tend to respond probably earlier in the morning before 9, more likely than after 8, 7 or 8 p.m. just because I'm not up. By the time my day is over with, I'm done. Also, I have a school age child at home that's doing online learning, so I usually unplug so that I can prepare for our evening and get her settled and prepared, or to wind down and get ready for school. Oftentimes the next day for her as well. Um, I also try to offer different formats for you to learn and engage with the content. I understand that some people learn better in different ways. Some people are better readers, some people are better writers. Some people like technology, i.e., the discussion boards. And so I thought about that and try to make the assignments diverse. I don't want everything to be a paper because I know some students aren't always best writers, but they're very good at reading, or they are good at writing smaller sections to convey what they understand, like a discussion board. So you'll see that the way the course is set up, there are some papers. And then there was at least one paper that I converted to a presentation, again, just to give you a different way to be able to convey your knowledge of course content. If you look through the course weeks as well, you'll see the same thing. There's a lot of them are journal articles that are uploaded, or chapters of books, which is a good way to get the knowledge and to have a way to reference the knowledge. But I also try to do a review with videos so that I'm reviewing it in a way where I'm actually giving small lectures in video format, because that may help drive key points of the chapters and key areas that you need to learn home to you as a student, and that may help with understanding better. Sometimes you need more than one way to understand something. I also include videos too for the same reason, again, to find different ways to help you learn content here. So try to spice it up, try to make it not be too boring, and also have it available for reference. Other type of expectations that you can expect from me is to help develop our unique class identity, culture, and flow. Again, the discussion board and peer groups that I set up for you is meant for you to help develop your own class. I know that there's some students that are very used to traditional in classroom learning environments, which is fine. But the wave of the future will be online learning, to a certain extent. How much, colleges adopt it. There are some programs that have full brick and mortar programs and full online programs. Some have hybrid, et cetera, et cetera. But either way, that doesn't mean that you can't develop your own class identity and class culture, and I'm hoping to do that. I really want you all to walk away from this experience not only learning the content, but feeling as though you know your classmates and that you actually shared a classroom experience or a course experience with them. And so that is some of the reason why I encourage some of you all to make sure that you customize your Blackboard and add your profile picture when possible, so that it's not like we're talking to a username or a name, or a text name. We're actually engaging more and we're using all the senses, sight, sound, vision, to be able to engage and feel like we actually know people and know each other. And I hope that by the end of this course, you feel comfortable, that you have a good sense of who I am as an instructor, in the same way as the classes that I've had with students face to face. Another expectation that you can have with of me is to keep you abreast of updates and changes using the announcements. Again, announcement is a quick and easy way to communicate to the mass. I also like the announcements because it's a way to reference things too. You can go back a week, 2 weeks, all the way up to the beginning of the course once we get further along, to remind yourself of things that I've already made announcements about. Um, Oftentimes too, students bring things to my attention that I may not be aware of, and then I'll use the announcements to send out to students about that as well. As mentioned, my job also is to direct you to appropriate departments here in the School of Social Work, or maybe direct you to faculty members that are better suited to address questions or concerns that you may have, but also direct you to resources in the larger university setting, including library services, special student services, and so forth, and any other departments that you need to be connected to. Also, to refer, another expectation that you can have of me is to refer any students to their academic counselor for midterm advisements as needed. I talked about that in an earlier video. I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but it's just that's an expectation that if you're not doing well in this course and there's any concerns about your progress, to refer you to your academic advisor to get the support that you need right away, so that we can better position you to be successful in the course. Um, you can also expect that I'll be available to you as a resource in general throughout your whole education here at Howard University, and support. Also, my job is to be a resource and support for you for your academic growth here, but also your professional growth and success. When I said that my emails get kind of full and busy, it's because I have current students and I also have past students that oftentimes reach out to me. So it's like I have a student for life. And so I have some students who are in the field or applying for jobs, or emailing me for letters of recommendations for programs that they're involved with, or they're asking me to write letters of recommendations for work and stuff like that. So it's why I say that email is okay, and it's a way to get in contact with me. But there are other ways to get in contact with me too, because I also get busy, or get a lot of emails at one time sometimes. My expectations of you as a student, you are expected to master Blackboard. So I need you to be a Blackboard master and be proficient. So make sure that you're checking your announcements regularly. You're looking around each week, clicking on every link, looking through every folder, because everything is there to help you be successful. And everything in a week's that's uploaded in the week is something that you will need. So be sure that you review all the course content. Make sure you submit all assignments by the due date or before if needed. I can open up assignments earlier for you to view if you want to submit them earlier, especially if you have something to do or you have something scheduled on the due date, so it's easier for you to get turned in earlier. That's fine too. Make sure you attend the virtual offices if you have questions. They are not mandatory, but they are very, very, very helpful for you as well as for me. I think it also helps establish the community and culture of our classroom too. Again, I want you all to leave this class feeling as though that you've had the same experience and you've been able to get my time and my voice just the same way as in-person class. And the virtual office hours are a good way to do that. And again, you can also email me to set up an individual appointment, but just be mindful that of my capacity to be able to do one-on-one Zooms with every single student. That's pretty much that's not feasible in terms of time for me. Other expectations that I have for students is that you use each other for resources. And I set up the peer support groups for you to do that. It's helpful in many ways, and you'll be able to be very creative in how to use it to support you in this course and hopefully other courses if you share other courses with other people. I want you to use each other as a resource because it's a good practice to have. It's a way that you can use the support of the group for all of you all to be successful and get to graduation. It's also a very good tool to use in general because at some point as a professional social worker, you're going to need a network of peers too to help support you and guide your progress in your profession. And so developing those skills in the peer groups are important. And the people that you're developing these peer relationships with will be your future colleagues as well. So again, it's important to use those groups for whatever you need. I do know that a lot of students use that group meet and other type of apps to do this as well, and that's fine. But I still want to make sure that there's a special peer group here to help you be successful in my course if you have questions. And again, one good way to use it is if you can't make a virtual office hours, but one of your classmates can, maybe sending some questions to them to ask me. That might be it. If you find that you're not understanding, or you think you understand an assignment but you're not sure, sometimes it's good to get the ear of a classmate and run it past them and see if your understanding is the same or if they may have answers that you may not have. Make sure again you customize Blackboard. Upload a profile picture. That's very important with online or distance learning. So that it helps me know who's emailing me, who's texting me. It helps me understand who I'm talking to. And you usually have one instructor for a course, or you can have up to 3 or 4 instructors, but we have like 20 to 30 students per course, per class. And so if you can understand, it's very hard to keep 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 up with people and to develop familiarity when there's so many people. So please consider uploading a profile picture. Be respectful and professional on the discussion boards. Again, the discussion boards is for you to engage with the academic content, but I'm also trying to grow you as professional social workers. So I'm expecting you to engage and discuss with your future colleagues as if they were current colleagues and you were out in the field. So be mindful of how you're speaking to each other. There's also ethical standards and principles that we hold, that we are expected to uphold as social workers, and I expect to see that find its way into the classroom setting as well as you learn more about those professional values, standards, and ethics. Also, it's expected that you integrate your experience in learning in the field to all your coursework, not just in this course. It helps you engage and understand the concepts that we're trying to convey more, but it also helps you become better proficient social workers or social work intern students in the field. When you're able to translate the what you're learning in the classrooms to the field, and you're using the experiential experiential opportunities that you have in the field, and you're bringing them back here to the class, to the discussion boards, to engage. And so that's how it's supposed to work, and hopefully you continue to do that. The great thing about this course and some of your methods course is that we really engage the field piece, and you'll see that in your mini paper 1, mini paper 2. You're starting to learn the skills of reflection, and hopefully you use those skills to help reflect what you're learning in your agencies, via the agency paper, and stuff that in the content that you're learning in your communities and the neighborhoods in which your field placement is, your community assessment paper, for example. And again, we're trying to help you develop those reflective skills with mini paper 1 and mini paper 2. And those reflective skills will help you better integrate what you're learning in the field with the course content and vice versa. It's also expected that you become proficient in APA. I talked about how I uploaded a folder with additional resources for that. And it's also expected that you use the other university and school departments to help you be successful. APA formatting is important. I can't stress that enough. I added this meme, just to, add a sense of humor here, but please understand APA is very important. I know that as this is a graduate program, we take this very seriously. Your education is very seriously, but you're here to have fun too. So when a teacher says you can't use Wikipedia as a reference, you use the reference from Wikipedia as the source. Modern problems requires modern solutions. Discussion boards are meant to measure your understanding of the readings, give students opportunity to see how others in the class are comprehending the readings as well. They're supposed to be similar to your live class environment in that it gives you that opportunity to discuss and understand how students are looking at the material and understanding the material or comprehending the material, or how they have different viewpoints on the material as well. So please feel free to share your ideas and discuss the content vigorously and academically, intellectually on the discussion boards. Also, the discussion boards help you practice your APA formatting, citations, and references. And it also helps you learn how to use APA format to inform your thoughts. So we know that your thoughts are coming from a source, an academic source, your textbook, a journal, so forth. Understanding and knowing when it's appropriate to cite where you're getting your knowledge. That's what the discussion board is supposed to be trying to measure and the skill it's building. Consider how other students are citing and referencing in APA. So not only do you get a chance to cite and reference, but you can also see how other students are citing and referencing. And then you can compare and contrast. If somebody is citing very differently than you or referencing very differently than you, the question is, are you citing correctly and that student isn't? Or is that the other student citing correctly and you're not? And so again, that peer support group should help you with that. There may be somebody in your peer support group that's stronger with APA citation than you are. You may be the person in your group that's stronger. So use that peer support group as well as the feedback that I provide you to be able to bring your best self to the classroom and your best product to the discussion boards. Again, another meme. Me waiting for my classmates to post in the discussion board so I can submit 2 mandatory comments. Or we tried to avoid this by having the requirement of Wednesday. So all students must post their original post by Wednesday. That way students aren't waiting around to reply. Any student in this course should know that they should be able to log on to their discussion boards as early as Thursday morning and be able to reply to a post. There are some students that may post on Monday and Tuesday that there may already be posts up there, but I do a hard stop of Wednesday for the original post just so that students aren't waiting around. They can go ahead, jump in, get that part of the assignment done and move on for the rest of their week or the other work that I'm sure that you have in your other courses. Readings. It is important that you complete all the readings for this course each week. Students will be prepared for quizzes and midterm if you do all the readings. Readings will help you will inform your understanding of things so that you can discuss them intellectually and academically on your discussion boards. It is necessary that you use the textbook, your required textbook, to cite in the discussion board. Because your required textbook is what the main source of competency, we really conveying your understanding of the readings through the discussion boards, right? And so it's important, very, very, very important that you use the required textbook when you're citing in your discussion boards. And you're using your required textbook to cite in your readings, okay? Can you use other sources like journal articles for your discussion boards? Absolutely. Please do. Can you use other sources such as academic journals or peer-reviewed journals for your papers? Absolutely. Not in place of your textbook though. So if you're using journals to cite, it has to supplement the required reading. So again, you can use other sources for your citation and references, but they have to be a secondary source to the primary source, which is your book. So all posts you can have two citations, two references. One of them must be your required textbook. And another reason why I push it is not just for my course. The readings will also help prepare students for the licensure. The way that I set up my courses, all my courses, by the way, not just this course, is I do the discussion boards to pressure and make sure students to do the readings, the assignments, and it's why I insist that students use the required textbook. Same thing for the assignments that you'll be submitting for your courses. And the reason I'm pushing this so much is because I know that the best way for students to study for the licensure is to do all their readings. Doing your readings, having these courses is studying for the licensure. Now, when you're done with the program or close to being done, and you want to do more of a targeted studying specifically for the exam itself, that's fine. But please do not think that by taking the courses you're not studying. You are studying for the licensure, but you must do the readings. Students who are not successful in the licensure skim or don't do their readings for their course. I might have mentioned this before, but I am an item writer for the exam, and I do develop my test questions based and grounded on the textbooks that we use for our courses. Reading all assignments is important. Working through an extremely long and boring reading assignments, and you notice that the next page has a picture on it. I get it. I used to be a student too. It was a while ago, but I definitely understand that reading can be overwhelming. But please think about it as you're studying for your licensure as well as passing this course. So you're getting your bang out of your buck for the readings. And also please remember um, learning as your first job and what that all that entails, and reading is some of it. Reading and comprehending the assignments. Assignments, similar to discussion boards, assignments help measure your understanding of the readings, and that is why it's important that you always cite your required textbook. Any assignment, whether it be a discussion board, whether it be a presentation, whether it's a written assignment, you are showing your instructors you understand the knowledge that has been conveyed to you up until that point. So cite often, cite regularly, use every opportunity to demonstrate you understand a concept, a term, a theory, a policy, all those things you're doing with your assignment and your discussion boards. You cannot showcase enough in a graduate program how much you understand the content. That is how you get your maximum points. That is how you get the best grade possible for a course. Assignments give students opportunity to apply what they are learning from the reading, lectures, and discussion board. So again, take full advantage of it. You cannot convey your understanding of core stuff enough for professors. The more you do it, the more proficient you will appear, and the more proficient you will actually be in knowing what you need to know. And again, using every opportunity to maximize points. Also, consider keeping a portfolio of all your assignments as a study guide for the licensure. So it's not only the readings that's going to help you with licensure, but your assignments is just another way for us to measure that you understand. It allows you to apply what you're reading to prompts, to a case study, to a client, to a policy, et cetera, et cetera. And so that's us making sure you know what you need to know for the licensure. So again, make sure that you not just do these assignments, but you reflect on them. You go back and look at them as you go through your semesters. Don't just say it's one and done, I got my grade and keep it moving. Those are the things that help you be successful. I wish I would have taken more time to reflect on my assignments after I completed them when I was in a graduate program. Don't wait until the last minute. A lot of times students wait until the umpteenth hour to do it. All your assignments will be due at 11:59 p.m. I can't tell you how many times students will email me and they'll say that something happened with Blackboard and they weren't able to upload their assignment or they got an error message. One thing that I can tell you for a fact that did not help was the student wait to the last minute. They will have to then eventually go to help desk and help them resolve it, but it could take 3 to 4 days. And for some courses like mine, late assignments are not accepted, and then the assignment will close, and so they can't submit the assignment. So do not wait until the last minute. Try to always beat that deadline and turn your paper in advance if possible. That way, even if you do have a technical glitch, you have time to work it out and not miss the assignment. Oh, I forgot to add the meme. Did you know the speed of completing assignments is highest at midnight just before the submission day? Yes, the speed may be well, but the quality you can tell. The other thing I want to tell you all, instructors can always know when you do an assignment at the last minute. You can tell if a paper had been started earlier rather than if a paper was placed together at the last minute. Students who have well organized, thought out papers usually did not wait to the last minute to do that. And part of your expectation here is that your writing is high level, organization, um, clarity, grammar, punctuation. All those things can't be attended to if you submit your paper in at the last minute. Points are deducted for APA format, but points are also deducted when papers are not written clearly, concisely, and organized. And waiting to the last minute is a deal breaker when it comes to clarity, communication, and punctuation. So please make sure you don't wait to the last minute to do your assignments. And that is it for our expectations of the course. Again, this video will be in the course content section of Blackboard. However, the actual PowerPoint itself, you will find it in the PowerPoint in the upcoming weeks, as to serve as a reminder for the policies and to help again get you acclimated to this course. Thank you. Have a good day.